Okay, look at that. Isn't that yummy? We took out the slow cooker and we're making Hawaiian meatballs. A lot of fun. Let's get to it right now. So instead of just ground beef, I've got a half a pound of ground beef and a half a pound of ground pork. And to that we need a bowl with an onion, a red pepper, a couple eggs, some breadcrumbs, homemade of course, pineapple, garlic, ginger, and brown sugar, salt and pepper, vinegar, and that's all we need. First step, let's make our meatballs. So in goes our meat mix with a couple eggs. Now this is 3/4 to a cup of breadcrumbs. They're my homemade, of course. I'll put the link down to how I made them below. It was fun to make and surprisingly easy. Next up, I took the onion, and that's about a third of that onion. Teaspoon of ginger. All our garlic. About 3 good-sized cloves, all nicely minced up. And now we're going to mix that around. Oh, I didn't put the salt and pepper in. I've kind of forgot, but if you think of it, throw in salt and pepper, of course, to your taste. Now we just get in there and mix it all around till it's nice and combined like that. Now we got to make our meatballs. I'm sure you know how it goes. I've got a baking sheet, a little bit of parchment paper so it doesn't stick, and then we just grab enough meat so that it's going to be the size we want, and of course that's up to you how much you want, whether they're big meatballs or small. I've made them all sorts of different sizes. This is about where I like them, but if you like them bigger or smaller, go ahead and make them the way you like them. And when we're done, this is what we got. I kept 10 for another video I'm doing later, but we're going to put the rest in our slow cooker. That's going to be plenty for dinner. But before we do, onto our frying pan, a little bit of oil. That was only supposed to be a tablespoon. I think I put a little more than that. It still worked out in the end. I suppose you could go overboard with the oil. So we swish it around. It's all nice and glistening in the pan. We get our meatballs in. Just like that. And now the fun part is flipping them. They don't have to be 100% cooked, but you want a good sear on them. So you see how they're nice and brown there? Once they get fairly done, off we go. Look at that. There's our pile of meatballs. Now into another pot, we're going to make our sauce. So this is our pineapple, but we just need the juice right now. So we're going to squeeze out as much of the juice as we can. Now when we do get to the pineapple, I'm going to keep a little bit aside for the very end, but that's later. Now along with the pineapple juice goes 1, 2, 3 tablespoons vinegar and a very messy 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And that's 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I will just give her a good mix together till it's all nice and combined. Now onto the stove it goes. Now this is a tablespoon of flour mixed with just a little bit of water. And that's going to go into our sauce, just to help thicken it up a little bit. And you're going to stir, 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 until it comes up to a boil. So it does take a couple minutes to get it up there. You can see it's starting to steam now. I always thought that was cool. See how it changes colors just as it's starting to boil? That's how you know it's ready. So we'll put that aside. And let's get out our slow cooker. Spray the bottom if you want. All our meatballs are going in on the bottom. And see, that's not too bad. It was more than enough for 2 people for a meal. 2 or 3 people. The rest of the onions from our onion. So we had the finer ones we chopped up for the meatballs. The rest of it's going on top. And the pepper we chopped up just like that. And you know what? It's never enough when you really do it. If you like the vegetable part of it, you can put a little more in and it's not going to bother you at all. So our sweet sauce is going on top. Because in a slow cooker you need a little bit of liquid. There. That looks good. In goes our pineapple. And like I said, I saved just a little bit for our garnish at the end. So it's not all in, but pretty much all of it. Lid on low for 2 hours. We're about halfway here. We're just going to give it a stir just to make sure everything's combining nicely. Looking good so far. Lid on, we'll see you when it's done. I think that's done. It looks yummy. Let's get a bowl out. And we need some rice that I pre-cooked. Because of course you need a bed of something to put these on. You could have mashed potatoes or noodles, whatever you like. I made rice. So let's get in here and get ourselves some meatballs for on top. Oh, that looks so good and it smells fantastic. There. Doesn't that look yummy? I think it does. So there we go. A little bit of pineapple on top. Kept falling off the top. And then for another garnish, if you've got them, sesame seeds. And just for show. Of course, you're going to need a fork to eat it with. So let's do that right now. And there you have it. Slow cooker Hawaiian meatballs. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.